Victory on Monday right here against Abilene Christian. He was 4 for 4 from downtown Waco, 18 points to help lead the way to that victory. In a rematch of the first round of the 2022 NCAA tournament, it is Baylor and Norfolk State. They actually would then quickly turn around and meet again that next season. Spartans looking for their first upset here in Waco. Jalen Myers looking to share the rock early on, finding a teammate. For the first time all year, Baylor is trailing here at home.
Good shot right there by Myers. Just real confident on the release.
Able to find Bladen for that shot. That was the first three-pointer for Tyrell Bladen this year. And Baylor with the quick response from Jaden Nunn.
What a good decision right there by Rob Wright, leading the team in assists off the pick and roll, read the tag correctly. He's been really impressive as a freshman.
Numbers for the Bears the other way. And it'll be a trip to the free throw line coming up for VJ Edgecombe, the preseason freshman of the year in the Big 12.
That's where VJ Edgecombe gets his work done in transition. The young man is extremely special, and we saw a glimpse of it right there.
Moments ago, we saw Jaden Nunn knock down that three. I mentioned he was perfect on Monday, so he's made his last 5 from beyond the arc here inside Foster. Edgecombe goes the line, 15 of 23 this year from the charity stripe. BJ, one of 3 Baylor Bears on the Naismith Player of the Year watch list. And the Bears with their first lead here early. BJ's been an everyday starter, your 2-time New York State Gatorade Player of the Year, one of a couple of Bears out of Long Island's Lutheran High School. He'll miss the back end, the rebound to Jalen Myers. Inks, preseason second team All-MEAC. Now in his 3rd year, the graduate. And a nice job stripping it without committing the foul. Norchad Omier leading the break the other way. Into the paint. Everything but the bucket. May have gotten a fingertip on that to Jalen Myers. After Baylor stripped it away on one end, Norfolk State denies the shot on the other.
Well, if you notice, Baylor defensively switching everything 1 through 5. This is the game in which you work on it if you're Scott Drew.
A little under 2 minutes gone. Again, a nice early test here. Well, early obviously with the morning start time, but non-conference affair, and Norfolk State hitting early. This time is Jelani Darden playing for the Spartans. He's right out of their backyard in Norfolk, Virginia. And Norfolk State last year won the CIT tournament. Not a lot of teams get to say they won their last game of the year in the postseason. As this will stay with Baylor. Moments ago, Jelani Darden became the 2nd Spartan to knock down a triple.
Norfolk State doing a tremendous job driving into the lanes, forcing help, kicking, knocking down shots. That's how they got this lead so far.
We've yet to see a miss from beyond the arc. That one too strong from Edgecombe. Quickly whipped in, and they will get the foul on Rob Wright. First personal early here on the former McDonald's All-American. As Norfolk State goes the line to look to add to their early 2-point advantage.
Early morning tips can be an issue sometimes. It can cause you to get off to slow starts.
Tyrell Bladen, we saw him hit his first 3-pointer of the year to get this ball game started. 8 for 14 from the charity stripe this season. Transfers from Ryder, now in his 2nd year at Norfolk State, part of that CIT championship squad last season. Their head coach, Robert Jones, in 12 years, has led them to a couple of MEAC postseason tournaments, those are the more important ones because the AQ to the NCAA tournament that comes with it, often just one team is going to get a bid out of the league. So a couple of NCAA tournaments during the past 12 years for Norfolk State, as the back end won't go for Bladen.
And this is a program that is used to having success. They know what it takes to win games, and they are not afraid of this moment.
Great pass and almost considered an additional pass, but Omier calls his own number at the end. A chance for the and one coming up.
What an impressive play, and it all started with a pass from Rob Wright. Off the pick and roll, good pocket pass, and a little up and under right there by Norchad Omier, showing the versatility on the finish.
Of course, Omier helped lead Miami to its first ever Final Four in his 2 years in Coral Gables. Cannot get the and one. Chance for a 4, maybe a 5-point trip down the floor here for Baylor. A chance to take the lead. Won't go with the rebound out to Darden. And with 21 to shoot, this stays with Norfolk State. Spartans coming off a loss against Hofstra. Shot very well from the free throw line, 24 of 26. In fact, as a team, they're an 82% free throw shooting squad. Just 1 for 2 here early on, limited sample size from the line. Ings matched up with Omier. Pull up, Myers off the mark, offensive rebound. Comes down to Bladen. This one back over to Baylor. Scott Drew will dip into the bench for the first time today. Langston Love, the only Baylor Bear who was on this roster 2 full years ago. And Jalen Celestine, the grad transfer out of Cal.
I like this lineup right here for Baylor. It provides more shooting and more versatility on the offensive side.
Edgecombe extra pass, finds Celestine open from the corner, won't go. Rebound goes to Omier, elevating above a couple of Spartans, thought he was fouled. But Spartans come away with the stump.
They probably got away with the foul right there. Maybe a slap on the arm.
So we mentioned when Norfolk State hit that first 3 of the ball game that was the first time Baylor's trailed all year here at home. They've won 6 straight at home, and it's a step out of bounds. As Norfolk State will head into the break with a 1-point lead. Baylor has cooled off from the floor compared to Monday night. Just 1 of 7 here in Waco to get things started this morning. We mentioned Robert Jones in his 12th year at the helm of Norfolk State, including a couple of trips to the NCAA tournament by way of winning the AQ out of the MEAC a couple years back. One of those years, they were greeted by Scott Drew's Baylor Bears in the opening round. Baylor and Norfolk State going at it here this morning. Coach Jones returning 4 starters from last year's CIT championship team that won the regular season in the MEAC, but came up short in the semifinals against Howard. That cost them a trip to the big dance. They are picked second behind Howard this year in the MEAC. Looking for another trek into the postseason here in 2025 coming up. And of course, the MEAC tournament every year is in Norfolk.
Yeah.
So a little bit of home cooking that time of year.
When I got a chance to do that MEAC tournament, the MEAC championship, when they won it, when the year they had Joe Bryant, it was something unlike any other championship I've been a part of.
Was Charlie on the call with you on that, or who are you with? Do you recall?
It was Kevin Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Kevin Fitzgerald. Shout out to my man Kevin.
Charlie Neal, one of the legends in the business, always a part of that tournament. Norfolk State with a lead despite 4 turnovers. They actually have more turnovers than shots fired up. Baylor's been cold after they started 10 for 10 against Abilene Christian. They're now 1 for their last 8. King, you talked about sometimes it's a little hard to wake up early and be set to go at 11 a.m.
Yeah, when I was here, we were never good in the morning. 11 a.m. tips, they were never in our favor.
This is all because we're right on the cusp of the final exam period. Baylor will not play another basketball game until after Christmas on the 27th. That'll be against Arlington Baptist here. Chance to stretch the lead. Bladen able to get the hook shot off, but short, as Omier not giving him any better real estate. Myers looking to get baseline. Celestine denied, and another turnover. This time it's plucked away by Wright. Rob Wright into traffic. Love looking to get the Baylor Bears back on track.
And that's just a great decision right there. Once again by Rob Wright. Didn't have the numbers, kicked it out to Celestine. Celestine, good one more. Langston Love, nice bucket.
All you need is Love to get you back on top. 2-point lead for Baylor. It's now Norfolk State flirting with a 3-minute drought here on Waco. 5 to shoot. Bladen underneath the extra pivot. Lost the ball, another turnover. Omier pushing it out. Edgecombe with the flush. He missed the game against UConn, but those legs, those hammies are looking pretty good. Elevated a couple times against Abilene Christian. Put that ball game away. It's a 7-0 run for Baylor. Shot clock back down to single digits. It's been a good battle down low between Bladen and Omier early on.
That's just a nice one-on-one bucket right there. Omier's gotten the best of him up to this point of the game, but you see Bladen going right back at him. Good touch around the rim.
Omier will set the pick for Love. Switch to Bladen. Kick to the corner in front of the Norfolk State bench, won't go. And Omier doesn't miss those rebounds much. Of course, he is the Division I active leader for career rebounds in excess of 1,400. And Norfolk State able to grab that one off the window. Ings whips it into Bladen, stolen by Love. It's a 3-on-3 break the other way. Love lobs, and a great adjustment by Norchad Omier.
Great run in transition. We see Norchad Omier getting it done on both sides of the floor, but that's what you love. You love a big that can run in transition.
He was the former Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year his first year at Arkansas State, then transferred to Miami. But it was that scholarship at Arkansas State that made him the first Nicaraguan ever to get a Division I scholarship. Now looking to close out his collegiate days here in Waco. With 2 to shoot, Edgecombe with the rebound.
Baylor definitely woken up on the defensive side. Not a great pass right there. On the defensive side, Baylor is taking it to another level in this 4 minutes.
Myers with a sweet stroke. with Love just a split second late to close. Both coaches looking to dip into those benches. 8 minutes gone here in the opening half. And it's a one-point affair.
Offense for Baylor a little bit stagnant right now.
Couple of options. It's Celestine, too strong. The rebound falls in the lap of Myers.
Not a great offensive possession right there by Baylor. Ball really didn't move, got stuck. They have to have more ball movement, specifically with Rob Wright initiating.
This is Terrence Jones, the grad student off the bench, on the floor right now for Norfolk State. Jones coming off 9-point performance against Hofstra in just 16 minutes. And there's the fourth loss of the year for Norfolk State, now 6-4. They don't call the travel, instead a turnover for Baylor.
Good pass.
Good look from the corner. Nothing but net for Rob Wright.
Such a great pass. Norchad O'Meara saw where the double team was coming. Through the baseline, drift past Rob Wright, exactly where he's supposed to be. But Norchad threw it on time, on target. Good bucket right there.
Freshman stepped up big against UConn, 22 points in that ball game. And a quick answer the other way with the bank off the glass for Myers. Myers himself coming off a 17-point showing against Hofstra in their last outing.
And Myers playing well right now. Extremely confident, knocking it down from deep. Now we saw him put the ball on the ground, get to the rim. We're seeing the versatility in his game.
The freshman Edgecombe takes it himself, looking to draw the contact. Comes away empty-handed. Midway through the opening half.
Oh, good D.
And Baylor's defense again forces a turnover.
That's great defense right there. One-on-one, me versus you. Jalen Celestine taking the ball, ripping it out. Good jewels in all of college basketball with a brand new team. What better way to get your guys acclimated to the Baylor system and to test them early than to go on the road and face those challenges?
Scott Drew brought in 2 Final Four performers, as Ojanona is one of those familiar faces now, the junior from Nigeria. Came up through the NBA's Global Academy. But again, 3 of the newcomers for Baylor are on the Naismith Player of the Year watch list. And a quick shot fired up and a chance for a 4-pointer for Sincere McMahon.
And that's just a bad foul right there. Got caught sleeping, was trailing on the backside, didn't let the shooter land. But this is right here is just a great 3. Got his feet set. And if you're Asmoda, you have to let the shooter land. You can contest, you have the height advantage, but no need to lean forward like that. Not a smart play.
A rare miss, as McMahon in his career multiple times has made 20 consecutive free throws. Obviously, Norfolk State has the advantage in this 11 a.m. ball game because, look, on the East Coast, it was noon already. Opportunity, rare turnover by Baylor here in the opening half. Norfolk State is making 2/3 of their shots, including 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, but they've only gotten off half as many shots as Baylor because of all the turnovers, but they have a couple of triples to show for the last 2 visits. This time, it's Terrence Jones.
Right there, Jaden Nunn sunk in way too deep on the drive. He should have let the offensive player play one-on-one. No need to help that much. You give up a wide-open, uncontested 3. I know Scott Drew isn't happy right now with the defense that Baylor is playing, even though they did ramp it up earlier on. But take a look at this. Jaden Nunn sinks in way too much. No help on the other side. Just a wide open 3. You can't give up uncontested 3s.
Give Chris Fields the assist. Second team preseason All-MEAC. Just his 2nd game of the year, made his season debut after an injury this past Monday. And a mid-air collision. It's going to let us continue talking about Chris Fields. He picks up the foul. It's MEAC All-Rookie team last year. He's got in 11 minutes in his debut on Monday. It looks to add some depth going forward for a Norfolk State team. hopes of getting back to the NCAA tournament this year.
This is one of those games, if you do not put teams away, you let them get confident, then they feel like they can beat you, then you can be in for a very long night. It happened to us twice my senior year.
Quell Meding is the man in the post for Norfolk State right now. Was able to affect that shot from Langston Love without getting a hand on it. Just about 12 minutes gone. Norfolk State with the lead, looking to stretch it here, and after making their last 4 shots, finally a miss. We're shooting 70% from the floor, more than midway through the opening half. Now they're a much more human 63%. From the corner, Baylor gets one from Celestine.
The ball movement, absolutely beautiful. If you notice, when Baylor has the ball on the offensive side, the ball moves so much better when Rob Wright is in control of the game.
Jalen shooting better than 40% this year from beyond the arc, able to drain that one. A couple years removed from that knee injury that kept him out full season over with Cal. And Norfolk State unimpressed again with a quick response. Back out in front by 1.
Norfolk State living in the paint. They are doing a good job getting by the defenders of Baylor and making the right reads once they get into the paint.
Right. Celestine knocked down the 3 a moment ago. This is a long 2 straight away. Quick 5 points for Jalen Celestine. Norfolk State again looking for more points in the paint.
Baylor not doing a good job of keeping the ball out of the paint. When I was at Baylor, we did a drill. Keep them out the paint. It's 4-on-4. You have to rely on your help, and right now they aren't doing that. They are not guarding the basketball one-on-one very well.
Quick strokes, Celestine. After a quick 5 points for Baylor, off the mark that time. Offensive putback, free throws coming up for Chris Fields. The foul on Baylor. A little step aside, free throws pending, but more success in the paint for Moore.
And we talked about him in the open. Brandon Moore showing us why he's one of the most prolific scorers in the MEAC. Graham and his players, and when you come to this school, the expectation is none other than getting dubs.
Chance to stretch this lead back to 3 for Norfolk State. Chris Fields at the line. First free throws of the season. Mentioned just made his season debut coming back from injury earlier this week. But while Baylor against Abilene Christian got off to that 10-for-10 start, shot better than 70% in the first half, it's Norfolk State shooting 64%. 5 of 7 from beyond the arc this half. And they're starting to find their rhythm at the free throw line as well. Mentioned they were 24 of 26 against Hofstra from the charity stripe. 6 minutes to go till halftime. As again trying to force a turnover here. This will stay with Baylor with 13 to shoot. The active hands from Chris Fields defensively trying to take it away from Omier.
Norfolk State competing right now. Getting in the passing lanes, not allowing anything to be easy. Pushing North Chad out on the catch the way he's catching it close to the 3-point line. Norfolk State is giving you what you want right now if you're Coach Jones. Oh my goodness.
Does not get easier. Rob Wright the third.
Rob Wright is just so special. I mean, this freshman, when you talk about all of the highly touted freshmen in this class, one of the best freshman classes that we've seen in a very long time, Rob Wright's name has to be mentioned up there with the best of them.
Got his first start on Monday against Abilene Christian. Of course, Jeremy Roach is still unavailable in concussion protocol after the knock he took against UConn. Celestine with the rebound. They'll give it back to Celestine. Banging bodies, they'll let it play out. Spartans the other way, slipping on the afterburners and perhaps playing a little too fast. And that's goaltending.
Let's look back at this Rob Wright play. Drags the big out, stop on a dime, good change of direction. He just understands angles so well, and that's rare to see from a guy his age.
As Baylor, for the moment, back out in front. Norfolk State's typically responded well to a modest deficit.
Baylor going to this zone now. I like the change from Scott Drew. You're not doing a good job one-on-one in the man defense. Give Norfolk a different look, see how they respond.
For the 5 starters, back on the floor for Norfolk State. Here's the exception, McMahon. Jones will rub from Jaden Nunn, throwing him off the mark. Right to the hole.
That's one of Norchad O'Meara's undervalued skills. Getting the ball out on the break, pushing it in transition, but passing. His passing ability is something that a lot of people do not talk about, and we've seen multiple times throughout this season his passing be put on display. He is a really, really good passer that does not get the credit.
So a 6-0 run all of a sudden for Baylor prompts the timeout for Coach Jones in Norfolk State. You look into that huddle for Scott Drew, and what a staff he has continued to put together even this year. Some familiar names like Tweety Carter, of course Steve Henson, who as recently as last year, former Kansas State Hall of Famer, head coach at UTSA, leading them into the American Athletic Conference. Scott Drew, year number 22 here in Waco, and I think it's turned out pretty well.
Pretty well is an understatement. He's done a phenomenal job, and you're right, the staff that he continues to build is great. You even look at Melvin Hunt, Jared Nunes. I mean, he just continues. When one guy leaves, he replaces them, and it doesn't drop off. You know, that's hard to say, but it all stems from your leader.
There is officially a Scott Drew coaching tree.
Yeah.
Well intact throughout Division I, even within the Big 12.
Yeah.
So Baylor started off 6 of 17 in this ball game. They are 6 of their last 9 to help establish a 3-point edge on Norfolk State. Long rebound. All 9 players who've stepped on the floor for the Spartans have already entered the scoring column in this balanced attack in Waco. Myers with 5 points today, unable to come away with points 6 and 7 there. O'Meara, boy, he's running point. Denied from behind, so big man running it down the floor. Slightly more diminutive man in Brian Moore.
Oh, good pass.
Swat it from behind. Bladen somehow will miss the bunny. Rob Wright, one of 3 men from Montverde Academy on this Baylor roster this year. That's not the handoff O'Meara had in mind. Inside, 3.5 minutes to go till halftime. Misses everything. Will kiss off the glass and a defensive rebound for one of the best in the business. Right, shake and bake, follow-up slam from Jaden Nunn, and they're going to call offensive goaltending, I believe. We're going to step aside, straighten it all out. At the moment, it's a 3-point ball game for Baylor. call on the floor on the follow-up slam is goaltending.
They ruled it goaltending, but I don't know if I fully agree with this.
That looked outside the cylinder to me.
The ball looks like it's already out. Yeah, that ball is out.
But they confirmed the call on the review during that commercial break.
Now here's where I think they might have got it. I think that they called goaltending because two different players touched the rim. I don't know if it's necessary to ball in because I think that was clean. If it would have just been Jaden Nunn, I think it would have been clean. But I do think that VJ, when he touched the rim, I think that's where they might have got it.
Lincoln Rose, King McClure, one of us can touch the rim. It is Baylor up by 3.
Oh, man.
And a nice take on the opposite end by Brian Moore. Again, former Murray State racer, former JUCO All-American. He's already claimed 3 Conference Player of the Week honors in the MEAC this year. O'Meara with a confident take. He's got a chance for a 3-point play.
And this is what you have to do if you're Norfolk State. Put your head down, get towards the rim. And on the flip side, we see the same. Another Euro step, this time by big fella, North Chad O'Meara, showing the finesse to his game.
6 points, 4 rebounds for O'Meara, who is averaging a double-double in his career. He's done it 73 times. We would anticipate by the end of the day, it'll be his 74th career double-double. Was limited on Monday after a little poke to the eye. Usually a good defensive strategy. Held to 15 points, 6 rebounds in 16 minutes. Still pretty effective when he was out there. The foot race the other way. Rob Wright, sit back and enjoy, and no.
Oh.
Spartans not interested in posters being printed out. 2-score ball game. And well off the mark from Fields. O'Meara able to keep it in play. Keep this trip down the floor, still on. Love. He'll go to the free throw line.
Let's take a look at this chase down block because Ings times this perfectly. Right before Rob Wright put it on the glass. That's just really, really good timing right there by Ings.
Langston Love grew up just outside San Antonio. Mentioned one of the 3 Montverde Academy alumni on this Baylor team. And his big brother, Kajana, former Baylor Bear. And the Bears turnover and a quick response. It's VJ Edgecombe with his 2nd dunk of the opening half.
Well, with 4 guards out there right now, you can really do a good job of creating turnovers like we're seeing right now.
And a 2-on-1 opportunity on the other end. Bladen did not see his teammate. Still comes away with the bucket.
Bladen has such great touch around the rim. When he gets to that left shoulder, really hard to stop. If you're Ojan Bruno, you have to know that and send him the opposite way.
That ends an 8-0 run for Baylor. Love. Pardon me, Edgecombe. Final minute. Baylor trailed for much of this opening half, but all of a sudden a 9-point edge. They've made their last 3 buckets. Moore with a hand in his face, undeterred, gets it to fall in front of Rob Wright.
Moore can hoop. And you're seeing why. His ability to get downhill, he can knock it down from deep. Just an extremely confident player for Coach Jones.
He had a game against Virginia Leesburg where he knocked down all 6 of his 3-pointers. And Norfolk State looking to chip away with a buzzer beater. Will not go for Brian Moore. But what an opening half this morning here. Well, it was Norfolk State who struck for the opening 3 in the first half. Let's see if Baylor can strike first here. They will. Out of the right hand of John Luna.
Something we really don't see from Ojan Luna a lot, but if he can score down low consistently, if he can knock that right-hand hook consistently, and that provides a whole other layer for this Baylor offense.
Those 13 points on Monday for Josh were his career high. 2 rebounds shy of a double-double against the Wildcats. Put on 25 pounds this offseason. That's more impressive than the rest of us who may have put on 25 pounds in the offseason.
That's 2 times tonight that we have seen that. Fouling a 3-point shooter, something that you can't do. I mean, every possession is valuable, especially when you get into conference play. So fouls like this can cause you to lose games. Right there, Norchad O'Meara is a senior. He is a veteran. He should know better right there than to put himself in that position.
Jones able to make the front end. Came into today 18 of 19 from the free throw line. Not the guy you want there if you are facing Norfolk State. They had 9 points in 16 minutes off the bench against Hofstra, and just their 4th loss of the year the other night. And he's going to earn all 3 points, perhaps, here from the free throw line. He'll miss the 3rd. 5 points for Jones here in this ball game. Baylor 12 assists on their 17 makes. It's another 3-pointer for Edgecombe.
And that's something that he has to be able to do consistently. He's been decent from the 3-point line, but not great. That's the next level, that's the next layer for his game. To be able to knock that 3-point shot down at a high clip.
Yeah, he's been shooting 24% so far in his first collegiate season from beyond the arc. Active hands, Edgecombe. His ears are burning. Up ahead to right. Right in traffic, able to drop it in for 2.
The body control right there by Rob Wright. Saw the defender coming, trying to vertically contest. Contorted his body in the air. Rob Wright, once again, is so tough.
And another sweet stroke out of the corner for Jelani Darden.
Norfolk finding ways to get threes in the corner, driving the lanes, always putting a shooter in either one of those corners because they know that's one of the weak spots in the zone. So
I believe it's 46-38, but in-house and also you see on our score we right now have 44-40. Down low, a foul, free throws coming up, but another great job moments ago sharing the rock.
We talk about VJ being able to knock this down consistently. Getting his feet set, shot looking good, great rotation. And on the other side, good pass, way to drive the gap, make the weak side defender help. Good bucket right there, good shot.
I believe they're correcting the score right now. They did award one of those buckets from Baylor to Norfolk State briefly. John Winnow with 1 more to go, the junior. Last year averaged about 5 points a ball game. This year upping that to 6 points, 6 rebounds per outing. As a starter for Baylor. So a 9-point lead for Baylor. A game that's had 9 lead changes. They're hoping to hang on to this one for good.
Yeah, that's a spot, if you're blatant, you do not want to catch the ball right there in that deep corner because you have nowhere to go.
Long outlet pass. Backcourt violation's not going to be an issue. Nice job dropping it down to Bladen, who just gets past an opportunistic defender, Nunn, trying to deny him.
Smart decision right there by Moore. Didn't initially have the numbers, figured out a way to get into the paint, dropped it off to Bladen. Great decision once again by Moore.
Bladen and Moore tied for the team high with 7 points. Jelani Darden picking up his 3rd. He is the only player for either team really with any foul concerns. He's got 6 of their points, including a couple of made 3-pointers in this one. This will stay with Baylor. As Christian Ings will come back on again. Preseason 2nd team All-MEAC in place of Darden, who just picked up his 3rd foul. Norfolk State has cooled off a bit, still shooting 56% in this game. Baylor has improved now to 54% after they were shooting in the 30s for much of the first half. All that a big part of a late flurry in that first half. Let's see if they get a foul here. They do. And it wasn't on the shot or on the floor. It is a couple of free throws coming up for Baylor.
That was a great pass right there by BJ. Coming off the pick and roll, locating the open man. That's another, we talk about the next layer to his game, right? 3-point shooting and playmaking. Those would be the next 2 facets in which I feel like in order for him to really take it to the next level, those would be the 2 areas where he has to improve the most.
That was just Brian Moore's first foul of the ball game. And one more here for Ojanwana. Pretty good for a 68% free throw shooter. Well, nice start for both teams. We've yet to see a miss. The 2 teams combined 5 for 5. That number and that jinx, courtesy of Daniel Ramirez, our stat guru. Moore calls his own number. Right on cue. Right to Edgecombe. Forget the future of the program, they're the present.
Extremely streaky. He sees one go in. You might be in him in conference play.
Yeah, 4 straight years, Baylor has had the Big 12 preseason freshman of the year. The last 2 have gone on to win the award. Another turnover from Norfolk State. As Norchad Omir, the latest to play the role of Grinch. Bladen the other way. Strong take, and they'll say a clean denial. Looks like a volleyball middle blocker with Ojanwana going up there. That's the first miss of the second half for Baylor. They started 5 for 5, and I think the backboard denied that shot. Edgecombe able to avoid a travel.
That's good hustle right there.
Baseline pass, a high percentage shot. Ojanwana. Oh yeah.
That's just great hustle right there by BJ. That's what you want to see out of your freshman, out of one of your best players. The effort play right there got them out on the break, which led to Rob Wright once again dishing out another assist.
9-0 run for Baylor, largest lead of the ball game, up by 16, and Norfolk State just stepped out of bounds.
I mean, his vision, his head is always up. He's always just making the right play. It doesn't always necessarily have to be the home run play, but he just makes the right decision.
Former Pennsylvania High School Gatorade Player of the Year. Edgecombe looking to match his career in 3-pointers made. Still stuck on 2 for the moment. And that was last touch by Norfolk State. The largest lead of the ball game thanks to a 9-0 run for Baylor. They're up by 16 over Norfolk State. Boy, for a moment there, I thought Jason Asumoto was wide open, but not in the ballgame. Now he'll take a seat. Celestine keeps it on this end of the floor. And another lob to Josh.
Just a great pass right there. Once again, we talk about his playmaking. VJ Edgecombe turning the corner, realizing that Josh is wide open. Great pass, great ball placement. VJ Edgecombe showing us that he can do multiple things.
John Winna tied with Edgecombe now with 11 points for the game high. And the foul will keep it here. Take you back.
Take a look at this oop right here. Edgecombe turning the corner, big steps up. What do? Lob it up to your big fella. Has to be a bounce pass or a lob because the hands are always in the middle. One of the two makes the right decision. VJ Edgecombe with the dive.
John Winna made just one start last year, averaged 15 minutes per ball game. Been an everyday starter these first 10 games of 2024-2025. Baylor comes up with another stop. As the Spartans have missed their last 5 shots. It's 3-on-1. And you don't want to throw it that low to a big man. And that's a transition foul. So they're going to get the free throws and possession, I believe. Right call, right effort, bad execution. This is the right call. This is an intentional foul, no play on the basketball. We used to practice how to foul in transition. That is not what we practice, and that is not what Scott Drew teaches. However, I understand what BJ Edgecombe was trying to do. He was trying to stop the break. He just did not execute it in the right manner. So that ends an 11-0 run for Baylor. There's an intentional technical foul on Edgecombe. It wasn't the most egregious foul when you saw it on the replay, but by rule, you understood what he was trying to do there. So did the officials. So the Spartans get points from the line. They've missed their last 5 from the floor. They get to now have possession of the ball. Try to chip away here, 6 minutes into the second half.
And BJ's such a nice kid, literally asking the opponent, hey, you good? With the intentional foul. And that's what you want to see. He's a high character kid who cares about winning, but just an overall really good individual. Look at this pass. Ings threading the needle, coming downhill.
Norfolk State is a team 5 of 8 from the line. Bladen's 1 for 3 now. Eighth point of the ball game for Bladen. Again, he's got the team high for Norfolk State. Mentioned all 9 of their players have scored today. All 9 who have come on the floor. Celestine. Well, handoff, and Edgecombe will be the most recent man to take the trek 15 feet from the bucket.
Good heads-up play. Omer on the handoff with BJ cutting. Right there, Bladen had no choice but to foul it. He would have ended up on the wrong side of a poster.
BJ's high school was 1 win away in a national tournament from going up against Rob Wright in that incredible Montford Academy roster that he was a part of. They finally get to join forces here in Waco for their freshman years. And Edgecombe, 11 points, 6 rebounds today. Wright, 9 points, 10 assists today in his second straight start in place of Jeremy Roach. Roach, the former All-ACC standout at Duke.
Did you see the stat the other day on the Montford team, Rob Wright's team, and what they're averaging?
You mean back when they had Flag on the team, or?
Yeah, no, like what they're all averaging right now.
No.
Currently in Division I.
The where are they now?
Yeah, like all of those guys, we have a technical foul on the floor, but all of those guys averaging double figures in the starting 5.
So Celestine goes to the line. He's 6 for 6 this year from the charity stripe. That's how math works. Law of averages. See if he can go 8 for 8 in his first year since coming over from Cal. And this was a verbal complaint that led to getting teed up.
One thing you got to know about Doug Simons, he's not the one. He's not the one or the two to play with.
You don't say. Simon says.
There we go. I love it.
15-point ball game. It was a nail-biter in that first half when Baylor trailed for 7 minutes against Norfolk State in a back-and-forth battle with 9 lead changes. Baylor has not trailed here in the second half. And a foul before the shot.
Rob Wright just plays so low to the ground that he's always under control, and he causes pressure, he causes problems for the defense due to how low he is to the ground.
Edgecombe was open. Goes in for a closer look, and the kick out to Love. Edgecombe with the offensive rebound. And a fresh shot clock for Baylor. They'll clamp down on Wright on the baseline. Fires a fastball to Celestine. Could not hit it. Chris Fields the other way. Chris Fields with the finish above the rim. And quickly reclaiming those 2 points, Norchad Omier.
Back and forth action. Game starting to turn into a track meet.
Great job finding the open man in the corner. Could not knock it down. Good luck from Brian Moore. Could not get it to fall. We saw Moore explode for 31 points against William and Mary. 10 points in that loss to Hofstra earlier this week. Bladen again matched up with Omier for the bulk of this ball game. This stays with Norfolk State with 11 to shoot. And Norfolk State is now cooled off under 50% from the floor. And a nice job again off the bench today, Chris Fields, in the last couple of scores for Norfolk State.
That was just good patience right there. Use the ball fake while being in the air to throw the defender off. Easy layup.
That'll send us to a break. Right now it's Baylor up a baker's dozen. A locked door with the lights turned out, wondering what's going on.
Wrong time. Definitely the wrong time. But like you said, shout out to the people who actually came to this 11 a.m. game. That's early, especially for a basketball game.
So Amir at the free throw line. We'll miss the front end. As Baylor 9 of 14 from the line today. Edgecombe with the game high 14 points. Baylor with 2 players in double figures, probably going to finish with maybe his 5 or 6. Ojanwina with 11 points as well. Omier with that bucket, now his 10 points. Pardon me, with that free throw with 10 points. Jones to Ings. Ings was your MVP in last year's CIT championship run for Norfolk State. 7 to shoot. Still time. Driving in, McMahon off the mark. So Ojanwina adds another rebound to his resume. Rob Wright, 9 assists. Pardon me, 10 assists, 9 points. They'll drop it down. That time it's Love dropping dimes. Ojanwina fires another one through the rim.
Just a great take. Once again, big steps up. Baylor guards doing time and time again, making the right decision.
Ojanwuna on Monday set a new career high with 13 points. He has matched that 13 points today. And trying to force that one as it's picked off by Love. Langston, such a great athletic family. Dad played football for A&M, has a sister playing basketball at UTSA. Of course, his brother preceded him here in Waco. Extra pass from Love to Nunn. His second triple of the ball game. Baylor's made their last 3 shots from the floor. It's back to a 19-point lead.
Great ball movement right there. And a good extra pass by Langston Love.
Three-pointer won't go for Fields. Ojanwuna, another rebound. Right. Sees a wide open Langston Love. Baylor one and done.
Baylor getting it done inside and out. Langston Love dropping off a dime to Ojanwuna, and Langston Love dropping another dime to Jaden Nunn, who's shooting the 3 so great so far at this point. But the ball movement has been phenomenal in the second half from Baylor.
It's been an 8-man rotation for Scott Drew today. 5 of them have connected from beyond the arc at least once. There's the free throw off the mark from Ding. Second year since coming over from Buffalo. I mean, how early is too early for free cupcakes if he misses this one?
It's never too early for free cupcakes, especially the one from Magnolia.
The decision to wake up and make your way to Foster just paid off. A little sugar rush in case you drank the decaf. Anytime a visiting team misses back-to-back free throws, O'Meara rattles home the trifecta. Timeout, Norfolk State. The big man connects. Just his 3rd 3 of the year. Nothing can go wrong.
Something you typically don't see from this man right here. Norchad getting his feet set, knocking it down. It looked good. Doesn't do it often, but it does look good.
13 points for O'Meara. One of 3 Bears in double digits now. A 22-point lead. Largest discrepancy now between these 2 teams. Again, Baylor's heading into a big break, a big hiatus with final exams coming up. Not going to be back in action until 2 days after Christmas, which happens to fall on the 25th this year. Meanwhile, Norfolk State on Sunday back in action, continues on the road to Northern Kentucky. And then again, their New Year's Eve plans are at Tennessee against the SEC foe. Baylor finally woke up before halftime. They've continued to be able to pile on to that momentum here in the second half. A 3-minute drought for Norfolk State with 9 minutes to go. This is a Baylor team that is 14 of 19 going back to the final 90 seconds of the first half. This is after Norfolk State had shot so well early on. At one point, 70% in that first half. All right, one possession at a time if you're the Spartans.
Baylor's done a good job in this zone. I think this zone is primarily the reason why they were able to take the lead, but not just take the lead, but extend the lead.
Oof. Baylor thought they got an up and down. Instead, they're going to get a blocking foul, and it looks like Ojanwuna got the worst of it. Little hitch And the 6'10" big man's giddy up. Looked like a lot of ball going up.
Like that might have been clean.
Myers with one more free throw to go here. He was one of the bright spots in that loss to Hofstra with 17 points. Made 3 3-pointers. Been a regular starter since an injury kept him out of the first couple of games this year. Still nobody for Norfolk State in double digits just yet. Free throw does snap a 3+ minute drought for the visitors. Shaving 2 points off the deficit. Ten to shoot. Ojanwuna is going to drive. 4 to shoot. That one hits the rim, and there's the whistle. I think Ojanwuna thought he may have been fouled. Just an update on foul concerns. Norfolk State's Bladen has 4. His teammate Darden with 3, the only other player in this ball game with 3 or more fouls. "15 points for Amir. He's got the game high for now. Minutes into the second half. Baylor with a 22-point lead back intact. Little fadeaway 16-footer is good for Brian Moore.
Good fadeaway, getting to your mid-range jumper, creating the separation by fading away. It's a tough bucket by Moore.
Lob into Amir, oh my!
Such a great pass. The pass from Wright.
So that ties, or pardon me, puts him one shy of the freshman assist record held by L.J. Rose, no relation. Amir with the steal. Edgecombe. Wright's been finding teammates all day long, calls his own number that time. He's got his first career double-double as a Baylor Bear. 11 and 11 for Rob Wright in his second straight start. Amir, and is that a walk? It is.
Let's take a look at this oop right here. Rob Wright from almost half court, throwing it up to Norchad Amir. Wright, dropping dimes.
McClure, as Baylor right now, a 24-point lead, 4 Bears in double digits, and 2 Bears fighting each other for the rebound, and still fighting for that rebound. Shot clock operator not sure when to get things back underway, and now we're good to go. Love able to thread the needle, and free throws coming up for Ojanwuna. That would have set a career high for field goals if they had let him flush that one through.
Oh, Ojanwuna got up on that. But good foul. If not, it would have been an easy flush.
Four for 5 today from the line. Ojanwuna with 14 points for a new career high that lasted less than 48 hours. Apologies to the sports information director who has to again update the notes. It's our guy Matt. Again, off the bench today, Fields with 6 points, including a couple coming from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Misses the front end of the 1-1. See what Wright has in mind. 11 points, 11 assists.
Oh, man.
And that'll tie the freshman record for assists with L.J. Rose. That stood since all the way back in January of 2013.
Oh, man.
There's 12 assists for Rob Wright, subbing in these past couple of games for Roach at point guard. And almost a walk. Instead, it's a 3-point return for the investment for Norfolk State this trip down the floor.
Norfolk doing a good job getting the ball to the high post and looking weak side, looking to the weak side corner and knocking it down.
Ings is just about shooting 50% from three-point land this year. He's hit 13 on the year. Love trying to draw the whistle, does not. And again, the big man brings the ball down where it's within reach of Ings.
And that's the one thing you can't do as a big. You can never bring the ball down because guards are always going to swipe at it.
O'Meara got a poke in the eye on Monday, and he may have just dished out a poke in the eye that last trip on the foul. Another look.
Look at this pass. He just knows where the ball needs to go. His vision is exceptional for a freshman.
For a guy who got poked in the eye on Monday. Talking about O'Meara. Again, he commits the foul on the other end. Now he'll sub off. As for Baylor, we see Asumoda come back in. Nunn back on in place of fellow starter Wright. Nunn, the senior who came to Baylor from VCU. Edgecombe with the rebound, looking at his options down the floor. By the way, Baylor's defense, 16 steals today. That is a new season high. Edgecombe couldn't get that one to go. Second chance opportunity for Baylor. Ojanwana, due to lack of originality, another dunk.
That's just a great play right there by Ojanwana. Getting the rebound, taking his time, surveying the floor. Nice flush. Throws it down with aggression.
Sheesh. Ings determined and finishes.
And that's a nice finish. The body control in the air, finishing through contact. You love to see that.
All right, so Jaden Nunn. Jaden's dad, Tim, played at Wisconsin Green Bay, but in high school was teammates with Glenn Rice and Andre Rison. Rison, of course, would opt for the NFL. Offensive putback, points off the bench from Jason Asumoda. Seeing out freshman in his own right. And Scott Drew is about to dig a little deeper into the bench. And everybody on Baylor who has come out on the floor has scored. It's just been 8 men so far. We're about to see a ninth in a moment. 8 to shoot for Ings. Tap back won't go. Rebound out to Love. And in a moment, we'll see the freshman from Croatia come in. This is his 5th appearance of the season. Love, kick out to Nunn.
Oh my God.
Slam for Edgecombe.
Oh my goodness.
It's just the first full season at Foster, but we might need to test the structural integrity of the game because of a hamstring injury. I'm not a trained or certified trainer of any means, but I think the leg's good.
It looks fine to me.
Lincoln Rose, King McClure, and again, 9th player into the rotation today for Baylor now is Marino Dobrovicic, the freshman from Croatia. He's averaging about 3 minutes per game this year in his first 4 appearances. As Ings at the line for the first time today. His teammates are 10 of 17 from the charity stripe, after they were nearly perfect against Hofstra a couple days ago. O'Meara has the game-high 19 points. Edgecombe is a rebound shy of a double-double. Rob Wright already has his first career double-double in points and assists, 11 apiece. Actually 12 assists for Wright as he tied the freshman record. Still has time to claim it all to himself, with apologies to LJ Rose. I'll tell him over the holidays. Celestine, no. Rebound to Fields. I mean, baseline, little resistance, and the bucket for Darden.
And right now, these guys on the floor, these minutes are crucial. These minutes mean something. And it might not mean something in terms of the score, but to the coaching staff, they are really trying to see who is going to give effort, who they can trust.
Baylor grows that lead again. We're about to see Scott Drew dig a little deeper into the bench. We'll see Davison Hubbard in a moment, the grad transfer from Division III Hampton-Sydney, where he led them to a national championship game. Also see Adegbola, the redshirt freshman, former walk-on from Baylor. Ball stripped away, stays in play. Is able to save that, a 3-point possession, and the key play was the hustle from Jordan Leaks for Norfolk State, who kept that ball in play. So final minute plus to give your coach a little something to look at going into the holidays. Freshman to freshman, just could not come through that time. Ings the other way, trying to make something happen, and when he started to stumble, did force the call to be made against Jaden Nunn. And we mentioned for Baylor, you're seeing Davison Hubbard, the transfer from Division III, that's non-scholarship, Hampton-Sydney. Now the grad student, making his 6th appearance this year. Still shooting the 1-and-1 Christian Ings. And Omar Adegbola also coming on for his first minutes today. Oh, quick release, trying to give Wright that record dime. Instead, it's Wright pulling the trigger. What a day for Rob Wright, McDonald's All-American. So Baylor up big. By the way, today on radio for Baylor, Pete Souza along with Baylor legend Pat Nunley. John Morris not in the Waco city limits today. It's a rare miss for the voice of the Bears, but a well-deserved miss. Last night, he was officially recognized by the National Football Foundation, the Chris Schinkel Award, for his legendary broadcast career in collegiate athletics. Congratulations to J-Mo. Look forward to having him back on the airwaves here in Waco. Now, sure, he's missed a basketball game, but I don't think he's missed a football game in my lifetime, certainly not yours, King. It's incredible the consistency that they have had here. They passed a couple of voices of Baylor, but congratulations again to John Morris.
An absolute legend, man. One of the reasons why I am where I am. He helped me get here, and shout out to J-Mo.
A rebound for Baylor, hauled in by Hubbard. Taken the other way. Bravo! And a quick response from Norfolk State. And almost got Baylor sleeping. So shot clock will not be a factor.
Look at this, good pass, Rob Wright. Throwing it to the big fella. He's wearing a good number.
Valid. Baylor was hoping to peacefully hold and let the clock drain out, and Baylor will improve to 7-3. Norfolk State will move to 6-5. Quick turnaround for Norfolk State Sunday at Northern Kentucky. Baylor has final exams, and then back in action right back here on the 27th against Arlington Baptist, and then diving into Big 12 play against Utah on New